Hi everybody, I am back today with another scrapbook process video for you. So this past weekend, I pulled out one of my Kiwi Lane kits and I went through my stash and pulled some extra embellishments to go ahead and scrapbook with. And I ended up creating 3 projects. So I'm gonna split them up and put them up on Tuesdays for the next couple of weeks. So this set of papers and the Kiwi Lane templates I'm going to use are from the One in a Melon kit, and I believe this was the kit from July. So if you have this kit in your stash and you want to pull it out and use it with me, when I sat down to scrapbook this weekend, I just thought, you know what, I want to kill a collection of something. And I decided, after I kind of went through my kind of unused products and collections I had hanging out in my stash, that this was what I was feeling. So I am going to go ahead and start with these 3 kind of tone-on-tone pattern papers. The lightest one is going to be my background, and then I'm going to use this triangle template. This template came in the One in a Melon kit. So I'm going to start with that one. And you can see here I'm kind of deciding how I want to lay this out. This is kind of one of the reasons I love Kiwi Lane kits. I can take these templates, I can move them all around. I get a really great idea of how my layout is going to look at the end. So I'm loving the look of this background. I like the idea of having this larger and smaller layered banner background. And then I'm going to go ahead and choose some products from Scrap and Happy Studio that are going to make up my title. So my title is going to be So Handsome Together. And I'm going to interact that title with the top 2 photos. The bottom photo is just an extra photo from this trip that I really want to scrapbook, but it's not like the main focus of my layout. The main focus are these photos of the 4 boys. So that is my plan. I am going through my template stash because I want to grab a couple more templates or get an idea for some kind of medium or smaller elements that I can add to my page. I chose that geometric kind of flower template, and then I am also going to fussy cut a bunch of those little circles from that pattern paper. I turned my paper over, and on the back of the paper, I am tracing my template. So this, when it's finished, this template will not be this light color. That will be my background. This template will be the aqua color on the other side. So I flipped my paper over, flipped my template over, traced the outside edge of the template, and then I'm going to go ahead and just cut this out. And this is a pretty easy template. I'm gonna jazz it up because, you know, I'm me, but this one is real easy. It's nice and big. The lines are easy to follow. Like it's a really nice. I really like these banner templates. I really do. After working with them and creating this layout, I think they're really a nice addition to my template stash. So this is the backside of the red paper, and I want this to be the layered portion on top of my banner. And I decided to go ahead and pull in my triangle templates. You could absolutely 100% use just the inside triangle of this template to create the banner, but I wanted my triangle to be a little larger and just have a little bit of that decorative edge around all 3 sides. So this is the triangle template, and I'm going to use that one to do the inside of my banner. Another if you're interested in this set of triangle templates, I want to see another way that you can use them. I have another video showing how you can create shakers with them, with the triangle templates. So those are one of my favorite template sets, are these triangles. Once I have all of my pieces cut out, I am going to ink all of the pieces up using distressed photo or distress oxide ink in Vintage Photo. That just makes the edges of your cut pieces look finished, and it gives them a little bit of color and a little bit of shadow. It isn't necessarily for the color. It's really just to make these edges look finished. Once I have the two banner pieces attached, adhered together, I'm going to take a white gel pen and I'm going to start by outlining the outside edge of these banner pieces or bunting pieces. You can see here. I'm also adding some little dots and just doodling, dressing them up a little bit. For the inside edge of the banner, I'm going to do some faux stitching. When I say faux stitching, I mean faux stitching. So I'm going to grab a ruler, and I have this little tool from Honeybee Stamps. I am using the marks on my ruler so that I get nice, even spacing, and I am just poking holes all around the outside edge of the banner. And I'm going to do all of this on both the large and the small banner piece. Once I have the marks punched in the banner, I am then just taking a white gel pen and playing connect the dots. I love this. It's gonna look like I stitched all around the edges. It looks awesome. I love this technique. Thank you to my dear friend Alice for sharing it with me. And I love it. It looks so nice. And I didn't have to break a sewing machine or kill my hand to get this look on my page. If you're interested in any of the products I'm using on my page today, or if you want a Kiwi Lane kit subscription of your own, you will find all of the links you will need in the description box. Okay, so now I have done all of the banner pieces. They're ready to go, and I'm going to go ahead and mat my photos. I've matted the first two. This is the third one. And you can see kind of off to the side that in addition to doing the banner pieces, I also fussy cut a whole bunch of the circles from that pattern paper. And I have also created 3 of the, I'm not sure if they're supposed to be gears or like an abstract flower. I'm thinking they're an abstract flower. And this template set, if I can find it on the website, I will link it up for you because it's like one of my favorite. That specific, really kind of primitive flower that's in that kit is like my favorite template. I love it. So this pattern paper, it's hard to see on the screen, but it has a tone-on-tone pattern on it, and it looks like a herringbone. So I literally, I'm not even kidding you, I counted the design from the left to the right and then from the right to the left. So the big banner at the top is the same distance from the edge of the paper as the bottom triangle is from the bottom. That is still going to make this layout design a bit asymmetrical, but that's okay. It's going to be intentionally asymmetrical. So the big banner is the same amount from the left side as the bottom banner is from the right side. And now I've already played, right? I've already taken these templates. I know exactly where I want my photos to go. I know where I want my title to go. So I am just going to follow my plan and adhere down my photos and my title. I am adding in a bit of a yellow border to that top portion of my title simply because I felt like while the 2 reds, surprisingly, considering the title pieces from Scrap and Happy Studio and the red papers from QA, they were like an almost perfect match, but I wanted a little bit more separation. And there's a lot of red. So those two banner pieces are a lot of red. So a lot of what I'm trying to do as I embellish and put this layout together is to break down the red a little bit so it's not so in your face. And I'm going to do that by creating a diagonal cluster of embellishments. This diagonal cluster you'll see as I put them here is going to go from the bottom left up to the top right. I have those three kind of larger geometric primitive flowers, and then I have all of these fussy cut circles that I fussy cut from that paper. And I loved this because scale. I like the large banners, but now I want some kind of medium and small pieces to add to my clusters so that it isn't just a lot of big elements. I've got some small elements to kind of interweave. And I think that is a really great design option. When you're working with Kiwi Lane templates, a lot of them can be big. So it's really important to mix those sizes up. Get some of your big ones, use them as your base, use them as borders, use them the way I did here as a landing place for your photos, and then go through and find a medium-sized template and just cut a couple of them. So then you can create a visual triangle with those pieces. And then you can come in with something smaller. And whether that something smaller is like in this case where I fussy cut some powder paper, or whether it's some sequins from your stash or enamel dots or any of those types of things. And then you can use them to help reinforce your design. I'm also using them again to help to break up some of the red elements in this page. And I am just having fun scattering all of these circles everywhere, but while simultaneously keeping to that diagonal design. So I know that I'm trying to create this kind of border, loose kind of diagonal swath from the bottom left to the upper right. And so that's what I'm kind of working towards. I'm looking at that line and deciding where I need to place a couple more circles to kind of flesh out that design and make it look intentional. The last thing I want to add to this page is something that is going to add texture, something that is not paper. And I also don't want to add any more color. We have loads of color going on here. So I grabbed my Nuvo stash, two different drops. One of them is Morning Dew, which is clear. So again, we're not adding any more color to this page. We are just adding a little bit of texture. And the second Nuvo drop that I'm going to use is a stone drop called Chalk White. And this Nuvo in Chalk White, it is matte and it dries with a texture. So it has this like stone texture. That's why they're called stone drops. And again, I'm choosing white. So we're not adding any more color. We're just adding a little something that is a bit of texture and a bit of not paper embellishments to the layout. And once I'm finished with these Nuvo drops, that's it. This layout is complete. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this scrapbooking process video. And if you did, I would absolutely love it if you could hit the like button. And I also would love it if you would stick around, come back and join me again for another video tomorrow evening. Bye.